Good afternoon. It is October 20th, 2023, and today we really had it was more like a range day. The move down here was pretty strong, uh, but the characteristics of it didn't really uh, it made it so that when we had this rally, uh, wasn't surprising. I think here's my daily chart. Yeah, here's my daily chart. So a very bearish day on the daily chart, closing below that measured move. And so I'm not sure if you see that gap from yesterday's close to today's open. I'm not sure where, if that's probably here. Is it here to here? I don't know if it's here to here. I don't know. But there is a body gap right here that never got filled today. It's because we had this breakout over it right here yesterday. So, maybe that's we might rally up to that. But here's what we saw today. So, basically, we broke out to the low side, hit that measured move. You can see some buying came in. That's what caused the break of this channel. And then we rallied, which you could have played both ways, up to the overnight lows, and then we sold off. So I pulled up like a higher time frame. This is a 13,000 tick chart, and it really, they moved my channel, but this channel is pretty clear on this time frame. So all we had was a move down, channel of correction, and then another leg down. So it's two legs down. I didn't even check to see this. So we came up short of that measure move, but maybe we'll hit that on Monday or something. Anyway, a lot of talking that I just did before we go into these trades. So I think 5 o'clock comes in, okay, during the sell-off. Yeah, 5 o'clock comes in during this sell-off. I don't think you can really get in on that. So we have one leg down, some correction, and the second leg down, and then we get some buying coming in. Some funkiness around the midline, the overnight range, and people were probably playing this as a spike in channel. So I mean, maybe you take that high or low, but that's aggressive. So we get a break, move up, doesn't work out, and then we start to sell off. And so I do believe this channel is accurate. You get a first entry, second entry here, but you wouldn't have the channel at that time. We get this strong move down, and if you have this channel, this is pretty advanced, being able to find this channel. I don't think you would have found it until right here. So, maybe you take the second entry short, hoping that we're going to the lows. If you don't take that, you could argue for taking this second entry short off the trend line. That confirms the trend line, but this is an advanced trend, and it'd be very hard to find in real time until after the fact. First entry failed, second entry long, but there's a lot of overlap there, so I'm not crazy about that, but you could argue for it. And we go lower, and we get this overshoot, this double overshoot type thing, and we sell off some more, and you get this first entry failure right here. It doesn't tick lower though, so it doesn't fail. So technically the failure is right there, and it's off that midline, so maybe you take that. But But I don't like it just because you're in the midline. We got to overshoot. We could just be going sideways till we get a break. That doesn't happen though. You get a pullback. So the bulls are trying to break this. When you see something like this, the bulls are trying to, get a break of the confirmed channel. And you get a first entry failed, second entry long right there. And I marked this aggressive because you're at the midline, but you could try and ride it to the low of the channel. And we come up short, but you do get a first entry, second entry near that key entry point, and then you get a first entry failed, second entry long near that key entry point. So pretty strong move down. You could expect prices to try and test these lows, and that's where they went, the measured move, and then they bounce. We get a break finally. You get a first entry failed, second entry long. That's also a second entry short. So maybe you take that. Signal bar's no good though. And it rides the trend line down for a little bit, and then we just start rallying. No real good setup to go long in here. I don't like going short after this rally. On a setup like this anyway, if it was a better setup, I would like it. We come down here, we bounce, and rally. First entry, second entry. I like this one. Even though it kind of looks like we might be in a range, I like this one. Because we hit that measured move, so we're probably going to try and test this level of resistance. First entry, second entry, we're just in no man's land here. Come up here, lower highs, signal bar's not great. You get a failure here, but I'm just not crazy about it, because the bulls are currently in power. So I mean, maybe you take that, but it closes above the EMA as well. So I mean, but we're flip-flopping, so it's not carrying as much weight. You get this. Honestly, you get this. I mean, failed second entry short, but it closes right below the EMA. So let me take that off. Rockets up though. So a lot of people did like that. We find resistance up here, and you get this lower high, bearish signal bar. You just might want to take that. And if you don't take that, take this one. Very bearish signal bar again. And then you get a second entry short off of that level of resistance. Take that. And now it's just dwindling. You can see, lower highs come off that level of support, and it just fails, and the sellers come in. And then you get this lower high. I marked this red. I should probably mark it green because we just came off of that measured move, so it's pretty aggressive. This one, oh, okay, this is a third entry, so I'm not going to mark that. And we keep testing this level. We break out to the low side. You get a first entry, second entry. That confirms this channel. Unless this was confirmation, it's just a lower high off the channel. That looks pretty good. We fall. And you get a bounce down here, but it's just a first entry. And the bias is down. So double top, first entry, failed second entry long, lower highs off of that measured move. That's a pretty good one, I think. Very bearish signal bar, room to this low. And that takes us into the end of the day. So that's how I saw it today. Hope everyone has a great week, and I'll be back on Monday.